doesn't make trouble go away. Yeah. Oh my, my, my. I was so lost till now. Didn't know I was in doubt. To meet the others, my brothers, hear me today. I'm gonna ride this train, never coming back again. No, no, no. Everything that came before there led me to the end. Yes, it did now. Yeah. Listen to me. This journey never ends. On you it all depends. It's your life, you can learn it, you can burn it. It's on you. If you won't play this game, nothing comes easy, baby. You have to earn it or return it another day. Me, I'm gonna ride this train, never going back again. Yeah. Everything that came before there led me to the end. We're going on tonight.
Hey, this is Garrett Smithley, driving the number 0 JD Motorsports Chevrolet, and you're watching All Pro Broadcasting.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You're watching All Pro Broadcasting with Freedom Train.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Sunday to you all. Welcome back to the Precision Racing League as we go back to a super speedway. Tonight is round 8 of the 12 race series at Talladega after coming from the road course of Watkins Glen last week. I'm your commentator Sean Zulu once again, and I am accompanied by my co-commentator and also our cameraman Dave Everett. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Sean?
Oh, I am doing good too, thank you. And Dave, tonight we're racing here at Talladega. Please start off by telling us about tonight's race.
Sure thing. We are at Talladega here. It's a 2.65-mile oval. It is 81 degrees out with a track temperature of 106 degrees. Partly cloudy conditions with the wind northeast at 2 miles an hour.
And these guys tonight have a 53% fuel limit, so they're going to have to pit at least once. And ladies and gentlemen, this once again is Talladega. It's a 90-lap race, so they have a long way to go. And it's going to be very, very high-speed racing. And Dave, these guys come from the short tracks, and where they're used to running, very close racing at a little bit lower speeds. But here, they're going to be going over 200 miles an hour, wide open.
Yeah, most definitely here. The draft is definitely going to be a key factor in tonight's race as these guys battle it around here at Talladega. I have a feeling we're going to see some 2 and 3 wide racing here tonight.
Oh, without a doubt, Dave. And also have the season standings right in front of me, ladies and gentlemen. We have a 56 of James O'Brien in the lead with 231 points. 22 points behind him is the 14 of Curtis Aho. Actually, 16 of Curtis Aho, excuse me, with 209 points. In third place, a 9-11 of John Laboff with 200 points, which is only 9 points behind the 16 of Curtis Aho. The 14 of Paul D. Johnson is going to be in fourth place, which is 10 points behind the 9-11 of John Laboff, who's in third place with 190 points. And Jason Ashby with 178 points in fifth place, running up the podium, rounding up the drivers who are in the top 5 in points with 12 points behind the 14 of Paul D. Johnson. And also have some stats here for these drivers. 56 of James O'Brien, the current season standings leader, has 4 poles, 3 wins, and 4 top 5s. Curtis Aho in the 16 has 2 wins and 4 top 5s. The 9-11 of John Laboff has 1 top 5. 14 of Paul D. Johnson has 5 top 5s. And Jason Ashby has 3 top 5s. Well, Dave, these drivers are always very competitive, so no doubt we're going to be seeing them go 3 and 4 wide here at Talladega, try and get as many points as possible.
Yeah, most definitely here. So it should be an exciting race here tonight at Talladega, that's for sure. These guys usually put on a great race, so I look for a lot of excitement here tonight.
And Dave, currently these drivers are qualifying as we speak. Let's focus on the 41 of Chris Perez. Let's ride shotgun with him just so we can see how he gets around the track here during qualifying. This is going to be his last lap of qualifying. Here's all the way on the bottom through turns 1 and 2 from the tri-oval. He's trying to be as smooth as possible on that wheel here. Let's see what he does in turn 2. He decides to hug that yellow all the way around the track. Most drivers would drift up exiting turn number 2, but in his case, he's using a different qualifying line. He goes nice and smooth into turn number 3, trying to avoid hitting that yellow line, because that yellow line is going to slow you down because the car does drag. And Dave, that bumpy surface there in the tri-oval here at Talladega definitely does change the speed that these drivers go. It does really slow them down quite a bit, at least 1 to 2 miles an hour. And last week at Watkins Glen, the 56 of James O'Brien was able to win that race. And in second place came the new driver, the 87 of Justin Michael. And in third place, a regular driver, the 654 of Josh Conker. In fourth place, 14 of Paul D. Johnson. And in fifth place was Curtis Aho. And currently on the pole here as we speak, we have the 27 of Danny Duchesne. And behind him we have the 87 of Justin Michael. And it looks like we're about 20 seconds remaining here until qualifying is over. So we're gonna, once they start gridding up here, we're gonna go over the grid so you guys can know who's starting in what place and what paint scheme they're running. Looks like qualifying is finally over here, so gridding is gonna begin here in shortly. Looks like gridding has finally begun here, so I'm gonna give these drivers a few seconds for them to grid up here before we start going over the grid. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on the pole is the 27 of Danny Duchesne, and to his right side is the 87 of Justin Michael. The 45 of Eddie Hawks is going to be coming in third place, or starting in third place here on the grid. To his right side is the 131 of Cohen Attard in fourth place, and the 092 of Dean Stone running up your top 5. The 5 of Jason Ashby going to be starting in 6th place on the outside line. We have the 93 of Scott Sanderson starting in 7th place on the bottom lane. The 3 of Dale Robertson starting in 8th place. The 13 of Jean-Francois Champagne starting in 9th place tonight. And that 11 of Brandon Massey starting in 10th place. The 78 of Ronald McManus starting in 11th place. The 43 of Trip Morton starting in 12th. The 22 of Jack Price starting in 13th. The 33 of Bruce Pearson starting in 14th. The 28 of Eric Roberts starting in 15th. The 8 of Steven Aguiar starting in 16th. 16 of Curtis Aho starting in 17th. The 4 of Sammy Holmes in 18th. 911 of John Labuff gonna be starting in 19th. 95 of Jeffrey Ford 20th. That's 60 of Carlton Lane in 21st. 21 of Trevor White in 22nd. The 41 of Chris Perez in 23rd. The 9 of Austin Moore in 24th. 99 of Clayton Lauren in 25th. Last car to qualify is the 44 of Randy Caldwell in 26th. Going further down the list is 6 of Stephen Mattox in 27th. The 14 of Paul D. Johnson 28th. 654 of Josh Conker in 29th. 63 of Ryan Pandicio in 30th. 54 of Lance Marsh in 31st. 55 of Karsten Quint in 32nd. And that 59 of David White, running up with the drivers who are racing tonight in 33rd place. Well, Dave, these guys are now bunching them up here ever closer, exiting turn number 4 to go green for the first time here at Talladega. The pace car's off. That 27 of Danny Duchesne holding it nice and steady on the inside line, 80 miles an hour, ready to go green here. The green flag flies, the 27 of Duchesne puts it down, but the 87 on the outside line has a bigger run. That 45 of Eddie Hawks was caught sleeping a little bit over the back bumper of that 27 of Danny Duchesne and lets him go. The 131 of Cohen Attard is going to be left to the outside line, out to dry by the 87 of Justin Michael, who was able to clear the inside line, entering turn number 1. 27 Danny Duchesne went up when he was not clear and almost caused a chain reaction. They are forcing the 131 of Cohen Attard to drift way high to avoid causing an incident, and the 5 of Jason Ashby to the rescue of the 131 of Attard to keep his momentum going. Well, Dave, that was a very, very good restart for these guys. They all did what they were supposed to do, and they had no trouble at all.
Yeah, most definitely here. It looks like they're getting 2 wide. We got a little bit of 3 wide going as these guys are looking to make a move early, as we've got 90 laps here to go. So we are just now finishing lap number 1 on to lap number 2 as these guys are running 3 wide with no help in that middle lane, but it looks like they're all going to dive back down and go back 2 wide.
And that 131 of Cohen Attard was shuffled out to the outside line and put back to 4th place on the outside as the 5 of Jason Ashby, and the 93 of Scott Sanderson going to take it 3-1 on the 27 of Danny Duchesne to leave him out to dry. 131 Cohen Attard to the rescue of the 27 of Duchesne, and he's going to give him a bump drop here on the back straightaway, entering turn number 3 as the 5 of Jason Ashby clears both lanes. The 27 of Duchesne gets into the 93 of Scott Sanderson to start wrecking there. Looks like they are going to be able to save it, but that is definitely going to slow them down quite a bit. 27 Danny Duchesne, heavy damage on the 27 machine of his, all over his car, and the 93 of Scott Sanderson as well has some damage on that left side and also the right side, but seems to be in better shape than the 27 of Duchesne.
Yeah, it was highly unfortunate, but good job by them drivers to keep it from causing the big one, as it looks like the 27 of Danny Duchesne is going to keep running high here, letting everybody get around him. He's probably hoping for a caution to get down into pit road and get some of that damage fixed.
Oh, absolutely, Dave. And these guys tonight do have one extra car, one reset here on iRacing. So therefore, since if they do get wrecked out once, they do have one more chance at competing with these guys. But that 27 of Duchesne is going to lose a lot of spots here. He is losing the draft and is most likely going to get lapped if he doesn't pit. Going back up front, the 092 of Dean Stone, 2nd place on the outside line behind the 5 of Jason Ashby, as the 87 of Justin Michael is still going to lead the bottom lane and still leading the race, getting help from the 45 of Eddie Hawks.
Looks like the 45 of Eddie Hawks is going to jump up in front of the 5 of Ashby, who's going to give him a good bump as he is going to propel right past the 87 of Justin Michael. And it looks like he is going to dive down here in front of the 87 of Michael and leave that top lane hanging.
He leaves the 5 of Jason Ashby to lead the outside line, but he is going to become the new leader of the bottom lane, getting help from the 87 of Justin Michael and the 13 of Jacques Francois, as the 092 of Dean Stone heavy on the back bumper, the 5 of Jason Ashby to give him a push here to try and help him lead this lap. Looks like he is going to fall short about one car in between, and he's going to be shown in 3rd place.
Yeah, with some good moves there by the 45 to jump up and get that push and propel him up front. It looks like now the 87 of Justin Michael is going to do the same thing, using that 5 of Ashby to propel right around the 45 of Hawks.
The 5 of Ashby heavy on the back bumper, the 87 of Justin Michael gets him clear here, entering turn number 3, and he drops back in front of the 45 of Eddie Hawks, leaving the 5 of Jason Ashby once again to lead the high line. 092 of Dean Stone trying to get comfortable exiting turn number 4. Looked like he was trying to take it 3 wide, but ended up changing his mind. The 131 of Cohen Attard is going to be 3rd place on the outside line. They're trying to use that draft to try to keep the momentum of the 092 up, but he is keeping his distance.
Yeah, it makes it look like maybe he's kind of drifting out of line there just to get some cool air into that engine of his to try to cool it down, because these guys got to keep a very close eye on those temperatures, because running here behind somebody could definitely cause your engine to blow.
Oh, absolutely, Dave. And the driver who has to be very, very careful right now is the 092 of Dean Stone, Dave, because he hasn't had a single break. You know, everyone has been using him to push them to get pushed up to the front, but he has not been having any cool air at the moment at all. The 131 of Cohen Attard drifts to the high line into the tri-oval there. Is going to get overtaken by the 11 of Brandon Massey and the 8 of Steven Aguiar, taking him 3 wide. Looks like he's going to catch a break. Nope. Looks like the horse is going to get close by the 60 of Colton Lane, who almost clipped his left rear. That could have been ugly, but that was some great driving by them.
Yeah, most definitely here. These guys are just running 2 wide here, as it looks like the pack is pretty well bunched up. We do have a couple that have fallen out of the draft there, but these guys are running pretty good space here, as they're looking like 194 mile an hour into these turns.
And Dave, the 092 of Dean Stone seems to be drifting up in the turns, and Dave, that just comes back to show that he is actually overheating more than everybody else, and he is trying his best to cool that motor. At the same time, he's trying to keep the 5 of Jason Ashby up there, and looks like Jason Ashby is going to be able to lead this lap here on lap 8. The 45 of Eddie Hawks on the bottom lane there, backing off the back bumper. The 87 of Justin Michael. So it looks like he too is also trying to get some air into that motor to avoid blowing it up, as that 11 of Brandon Massey, third place on the outside line with a huge run from the 8 of Steven Aguiar.
Yeah, it looks like he's leaders here now, starting to catch a slower car, the 93 of Scott Sanderson, who's fallen off pace and now is at risk of going a lap down.
And also in front of the 93 of Scott Sanderson is that 14 of Paul D. Johnson. Dave, not sure what happened to him, but he is being shown in 31st place, still on the lead lap, but he will go a lap down here shortly, as well as the 93 of Scott Sanderson.
Looks like the 93 of Sanderson is going to go high and let all these guys go here, as the 11 of Brandon Massey is going to be the leader of the outside line there, being pushed by this 8 of Steven Aguiar as they are making a move here to the front.
Huge run here on the back straight, possibly exiting turn number 4. They're going to have the biggest run possible if that 8 of Steven Aguiar does not stop pushing. It looks like the 092 of Dean Stone and the 5 of Jason Ashby do not have too big of a run because they don't have enough draft, because not everyone behind them is close enough. The 11 of Brandon Massey with a huge run exiting turn number 4, but the 8 of Steven Aguiar ended up falling a little bit short, as he could not keep onto the back bumper of him exiting the turn. It is still going to show the 5 of Jason Ashby leading here on lap number 10, as that 11 of Brandon Massey is still leading the outside line, charging to the front, side by side of the 5 of Jason Ashby to try and get around him.
Yeah, as they're coming up on the 14 of Paul D. Johnson there, as he goes high to let these guys go by. But it looks like we got some three wide racing behind, so this should be interesting if they're going to be able to pick up that 14 or just leave him hanging. But it looks like they're going to be able to get down there and get around him safely.
And they are coming up to 27 of Danny Duchesne. Dave, he does not have a clean car. It looks like he ended up just staying out all along, and he's now going to go a lap down here on lap 9. Well, it is lap 10 but for the leaders, but for him it's going to be lap 9 coming to lap 10 this time.
Yeah, most definitely here. So he's probably the one person out on the track right now really hoping for a caution to get down and get that damage fixed. But the way these guys are driving, I think we're going to see some green flag pit stops tonight, Sean.
Oh, absolutely, Dave, and I'm very excited to see those green flag pit stops, because these guys, Dave, they do seem to be practicing patience at the moment. They're just riding too wide, and when they do take it, if they do take it 3 wide, oh, it looks like they have a truck or a car in the wall behind in turn number 3.
Yeah, it looks like it's not going to bring out the caution there, Sean, as we are still green flag racing here. So these guys are going to keep battling it out, as it looks like we got 2 wide with the 87 of Justin Michael and the 092 of Stone jumping to the outside line, trying to get around the 5 of Jason Ashby.
And Dave, that 21 of Trevor White at the moment suffered some heavy damage on that 21 machine of his, and he is going to go down pit road this time because he was spun out and hit the wall exiting turn number 4. It was a big wreck. I'm just surprised that the caution did not come out.
Yeah, it looks like we have the 21 of Trevor White, the 28 of Eric Roberts, and the 41 of Chris Perez, all down on pit road at this time.
Looks like none of them are going to take their reset. They're just going to get some of that damage fixed, as that 41 of Chris Perez is rolling off pit road with some heavy damage on that 41 machine of his. And Dave, this is Talladega. It's not a short track, so that damage is definitely going to affect him.
Yeah, most definitely here. He's probably just hoping to get a caution and be able to get down, and he might not want to use that quick fix too early here, as it also looks like the 3 of Dale Robertson's going to make his way down on the pit road here on lap 13.
Dale Robertson as well, Dave, has some front end damage on that machine of his, and he is not. Oh, looks like he did take a reset, so he is going to get a new car, and he is rolling off pit road as we speak, being shown in 26th place. Last car on the lead lap. Going back up front, the 5 of Jason Ashby still leading the bottom lane, as the 87 of Justin Michaels leading the outside with a huge run from the help of the 092 of Stone. Looks like the 87 of Justin was trying to get clear of the inside line, but did not have enough because they did end up running out of room there, entering turn number 1. They are overtaking the 3 of Dean Stone, who's actually on the apron as we speak, trying to let them by. Looks like the 9-3 of Scott Sanderson trying to make the outside line work on his own, as he does not have any help at all. He's trying to use that side draft, Dave, but that might not work for long. It might work for now, but maybe in the long run he will fall back eventually.
Yeah, all he's doing is, since he is currently a lap down here, he's trying to get in front of these leaders to get back on the lead lap, just in case the caution does come out.
Oh, that is definitely a good strategy on his part. If a caution does come out and he does not have a single incident, he will definitely get the lucky dog. Just like you had mentioned, he is the first car lap down. But that 3 of Dale Robertson as well is right behind him. He's trying to hang on to the draft, and looks like the closest car to the 3 of Robertson is going to be the 54 of Lance Marsh. Well, Dave, it does seem as though the 3 of Dale Robertson is catching up the back bumper of the draft here, or the rear of this draft.
Yeah, he's definitely want to get into that draft so he doesn't go any more laps down. He definitely wants to stick with these guys. So he is fighting to try to get up into that draft so he does not lose it and have the possibility of going even more laps down.
And there was some 3 wide up front. That 6 of Steven Mattox is going to make some contact with the 11 of Brandon Massey, as they were clear of the inside line. But looks like they are still leading the outside line, or the third lane up, and are going to clear both the bottom and the inside line. They're going to jump to the bottom and inside. They're going to jump to the inside line, as the 9-3 of Scott Sanderson, Dave, just now technically got his lap back.
Yeah, most definitely here. He got some real good help there from the 6 of Stephen Maddox, is that is going to propel him into the race lead as our current race leader.
The 93 of Scott Sanderson here still leading the bottom lane, but that 5 of Jason Ashby overtaking him with the help of the 87 of Justin Mike on the 092 of Dean Stone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a commercial break here. Looks like the race officials want to have a word with us, so we'll be right back and stay tuned.